Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we learn a very important Linux topic which every Linux administrator must know. That is cron, Anacron and At command. This is used in real production server for backup, cleanup job, monitoring script and automation. So let's start. First we learn why you must learn the cron. In real environments, we never run script manually every day. We automate tasks using cron scheduling. Cron runs job automatically based on time. Now let's talk about what is cron. Cron is a background daemon. It wake up every minute and check the schedule job in cron tab. Each user can have their own cron tab. We should never edit cron files directly. We always use the cron tab command to edit the cron job. So this is the basic detail about the cron. Here the basic importance to learn the cron job is we don't want to run script manually every day. Means your day-to-day job, that is taking backup, deleting old files, deleting old logs. So these are the manual works we reduce with the help of cron job. And cron job perform the automatic task using cron scheduling. Means if you want to perform any kind of job that is related to your day to day activity, so you have to schedule the cron job and it's automatically performed based on its time. And even though cron is a background daemon and cron wake ups every minute and check schedule jobs into the cron tab. If cron found any scheduling job into that cron tab, so cron execute these job according to the time. Now we see the cron services, that is cron daemon, which is running on the background. With the help of systemctl status cron d command, we can see our cron d service is active and enable state. Here I am using the another terminal to check the status of the cron d services. After checking the status of the cron d, you should see that the cron d status is active and running. This is very important for interview purpose because if your cron d service is not running or inactive state, at that time your cron job is not scheduled on that time. So make sure when you add any cron job into the cron file, first you check the status of the cron D. Let's talk about the cron tab format. Now we understand what is the cron and why we use the cron into the Linux environment. But the most important part is how the cron is work according to the schedule. So behind that there is cron tab format. With the help of this cron, run the day-to-day scheduling job according to the time. So in cron tab format there has 5 times field present, that is minutes, hour, day, month, week and command. So minutes from 0 to 59. Hours stand for 0 to 23. Day means day of the month, means 1 to 31. How many days present in your calendar? Then month start from 1 to 12. And day of the week means your cron running on the week, that is 0 to 7 including Sunday. And command to execute means, that is, if you want to schedule a cron job you have to follow these command to execute your cron job. This is the format. First star present for minute, second star present for hours, third star present day of the month, fourth star present your month, and fifth star present day of week. So this is your syntax to set the cron job. Now let's see some practicals about the cron job. First, we have to see list your cron jobs. We use crontab-l command to check any cron list is present or not. So here I am using crontab-l command. There is no cron list present in my system. Now I am creating one cron job. First I go to the my cron tab hyphen e. I am using cron tab hyphen e command to edit the cron file. Open the editor using cron tab hyphen e command. To list your cron job, we use crontab-l command, and to edit the cron job we use crontab-e command. Now here we use one command, that is date command, to check what that date command will check. This will run every minute. See, here we can see how that syntax work into the cron file. I want to run this cron job into every minute. So here I am using star first for minute, second star for hours, third star for day of the month, fourth star present to month, and fifth star day of week. So here I am copy this command. What this command do? This command give the date format, and that date format redirect into my slash temp cron hyphen test dot log file. Here I am paste my command into the cron tab hyphen e file. After editing your cron tab, use escape colon wq command to save your cron tab file. See, after save the cron tab file, we can use the cron tab hyphen l command. See, the cron tab hyphen l command give me the list how many crons are present inside the cron tab file. So here there is one cron job is present inside the cron tab. Now I want to verify that cron is properly working or not with the help of tail-f slash temp and cron hyphen test dot log file. With the help of this command, we can check our cron is executed every minute it successfully or not. With the help of tail-f command, we can see the running log into that test-log file. Now, my first line is Tuesday, March. The date is 12/11/54. That is my timing. Now, you can lively see my cron is successfully executed. What timing? That is 11 colon 55. We can also wait for another minute, means we clearly understood how that cron is work every minute. So wait for 1 minute. Why? Because every minute our cron will run successfully under the cron hyphen test dot log file. See, another time is coming, that is 11:56. Here you can understand how the cron is work every minute with the help of your cron job. Now coming to the second practical, run job at a fixed time. How that job we run at a fixed time? You assume that you want to run a cleanup daily basis at 12:30 a.m. So for that we use 12:30 a.m. means there are five fields in our cron format, that is minute, hour, day, month and week. So here how many minutes, that is 30 minutes, and hours 0 means 12 hours. So 12:30 a.m., that is our time to run the cleanup job into daily basis in our Linux operating system. But here we take the another example, that is instant of 12:30 a.m. we perform every minutes to run that cron job for what? Clean up the unnecessary directories and files. So first we go to the temp directory. See, we are into temp directory. We create a 20 file, that is test file, under the temp directory. With the help of one command, we create 20 files under the temp directory. First, we check how many test files are present under the temp directory. See, there is nothing, any test file is created under the temp directory. So use up arrow command, remove the hash and run the touch test file curly braces 1 double dot 20 curly braces complete. See, with the help of this command we can create a 20 file within a minute, or you can say within a second we can create a 10 file with the help of touch command. These are the shortcut to create multiple files into the Linux environment. Now, these files are my unused files. Means we have to clean that file every morning or every day. So for that we are using one cron job to delete unnecessary files from the Linux system. Here we go to our cron tab editor to go inside the cron tab editor. We use cron tab -e command. See, you can see there are already one job is present under the cron tab file. Now here we can add the another cron job to clean up our unnecessary file from the Linux system. See what this command do. This command do first find slash /temp what type, that is file. which file, that is empty file, and what action need to be taken of that empty file, that is delete option. See, we are using the every minute cron job to find the empty file and delete that empty file when that file is present under the slash temp directory. Use escape command colon wq and enter. See, I am using watch command to see that cron job is properly running or not. Once that cron job is successfully run, means your test file is removed from your temp directory. So we can see that, yeah, here you can see that our cron job is successfully executed and that test file is automatically deleted with the help of cron job. So here another successfully practical we perform to delete the empty files from the Linux system. Here I am using Control C command. Now there are special keyword present under the cron tab, that is @reboot, daily, weekly, monthly and yearly format. So these are the special keyword which is used under the cron tab. So we are using first keyword for the practical, how that keyword work with the cron tab. We create a slash temp startup hyphen script.sh file under the temp directory. In that temp directory, here I am using shebang value slash bin bash and then use echo server started at giving the time, that is dollar colon date bracket complete. Here we use dollar open bracket date bracket complete and then redirect that part to temp directory. And in that temp directory, we give one file name, that is startup.log. To use @reboot command into the cron tab, we have to create one file, and in that file we have to write some commands. Why? Because after reboot our Linux system, that log will be redirected into the startup.log file. That's why we have to write some bash script. In that bash script, we have to give the execute command, that is plus x startup.sh. See, see, after give the execute command, we have to reboot our system. I am coming to second terminal and reboot my system. First we check what log present inside the startup.log file. See, there is no startup.log file is present as of now. Now we reboot our system, and after reboot we check our startup.log file is present or not. Why? Because once you create this file and your system automatically rebooted or someone rebooted, so that reboot log is redirect to your startup.log file. Means you can identify your system at what time it should rebooted. After successfully reboot your Linux machine, we go to our terminal, restart the session, type the username and password. Then we come to the temp directory, and under that temp directory we see that uh, our log file is present or not. That log file is not present here. Why this startup.log not present? Because we forget to add our entry into the crontab e editor. So first we use pwd command, go to crontab e editor. Once you open crontab e editor, we have to give @reboot command and type tmp. Give your script path and save, and after that we have to reboot our server. Here we are trying to see after reboot our server that server log is successfully present into our temp directory or not. Why? Because as per production point of view, this is very important activity when you set your reboot cron job under the cron tab. You should get the information about when your machine is restarted on particular time. After successfully login, we have to go our terminal and restart our putty session. Type username, then password, then go to the temp directory and use ls-lrth command. C. I am doing cat for startup.log file, and you can see my server started at Tuesday, March, date of 12, that is 12:20 p.m. means 12:22 p.m. My server is started and my current timing is 12:23 p.m. So this is the basic cron job scheduling we are perform while doing any activity into the Linux environment. Here we can see basic cron jobs, that is how cron works every minute, then how we can delete our empty files or directory with the help of cron job, and the most important point is when your system will be rebooted, that log also we can capture through the cron job. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Happy learning.